It's a Chamber of Commerce Day here at Mountain Lion Park as the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs and Metropolitan State University of Denver getting ready to play two games here in this four-game series. I'm Jared Verner. Thank you so much for joining us here in Colorado Springs. Perfect weather conditions, as they said on News 5 this morning, and I have to agree with them. Temperatures right above 60 degrees, sunshine, not a cloud in the sky, as UCCS and MSU Denver getting ready to continue the series here today. If you're like me and missed yesterday's game, man, you missed a heck of a game. Record-setting game for the Mountain Lions, 23 hits, and yesterday's 13-5 victory in Game 1. Mountain Lions 2 games behind MSU Denver in the conference standings. Mountain Lions 24-15, 16-9 in the conference standings. MSU Denver 2 games up at 18-7 in the conference, 25-12 overall. MSU Denver now with back-to-back losses for the first time since early March in their series against CSU Pueblo, trying not to add any more to that losing streak. Mountain Lions, though, coming in with a 3-game winning streak. 5 straight wins here at Mountain Lion Park. 6 when they're the home team, including yesterday's game. That game played over at Security Service Park as part of STEM Day activities with the new Rocky Mountain Vibes, as they are getting ready for Rookie League ball as an affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers. As we're getting ready here at Mountain Lion Park, Game 1 of today's doubleheader, 2 7-inning games scheduled between the Mountain Lions and the Roadrunners today, as Colin Cicery getting warmed up on the mound for the Mountain Lions. Cicery coming into today's game with a 3-2 record, 32 strikeouts, 6.27 ERA, as he is finishing with warm-ups. And we're going to get ready here just to run a few minutes behind, but not too bad. 12:04 start time here beneath Pulpit Rock, a Class A, Grade A view right there of Mountain Lion Park. Second year for the Mountain Lions. Here comes the first pitch to Cicery. He is leading off today against Zach Paschke. Freshman hitting .307, playing shortstop for MSU Denver, as that goes for strike number 1. And we're underway here. Pitch number 2 fouled off into the MSU Denver dugout. 0-2 count now for Paschke here to start off our game today. First 5 batters in the lineup for MSU Denver, all hitting above 300. 0-2 pitch is a little bit low and out for ball number 1. Riley Gregory, the catcher for the Mountain Lions here today. Mentioned that it opened 23 hits for the Mountain Lions yesterday. Everyone who was in the lineup got a hit. 1-2 pitch is on the way. Ball number 2. Count evens out for Paschke at 2-2. But 23 hits. Every Mountain Lion in the lineup got a hit. 8 of them got multi-hit games. Several were 3-hit games. 2-2 pitch now from Cicery. A little bit inside. Count goes full with 3-2 for Paschke. Mountain Lions starting slow, though. MSU Denver scored all 5 runs in the first 2 innings to take the early lead, but it was Mountain Lions the rest of the way as that ball's chopped off. Cicery fielded it, get it over to Malin at first base for the first out of the game. 1-3 play, 1 out here in the top of the first. And that brings up Chase Anderson, the sophomore for MSU Denver, hitting .368 for the Roadrunners, starting every single game this season, playing right field today for MSU Denver. MSU Denver having a very good year, tied for second in the conference. 2 games up of UCCS, who's tied for 4th. Here comes the pitch now from Cicery, and called strike by home plate umpire Robert Wilson here in the top of the first. Robert Wilson behind the plate here in game number 1. Garth Jacks over at first base. James Brundage at third on your umpire crew. 1-2, 0-1 pitch is chopped up, fielded by McDermott at shortstop. He's going to get over to Malin for the 6-3 play, and 2 outs here in the top of the first inning at Mountain Lion Park. Matt Malkin, the catcher, now up to the plate. The senior hitting .427, top batter for MSU Denver in this lineup. Only missed 1 game this season with 36 starts. 19 home runs. Team hitting like 19 home runs and 56 RBIs for him. Pitch now on the way from Cicery with 2 outs, a little outside for ball number 1. On deck, the designated hitter, Logan Sewell. 1-0 pitch on the way. 2-0 count now for Malkin at the plate. Malkin 0 for 4 yesterday in the first game of the series. 2-0 pitch now on the way. That's chopped off over to right field. It'll go foul into the batting cages. 2-1 count now for Malkin against Cicery. 2 up, 2 down here so far on the top of the first inning. 7 scheduled innings here. Today's doubleheader. Mountain Lion Park. These 2 teams will meet again tomorrow. This game moved up a day, or this series moved up a day due to the Easter holiday. 3-1 count now for Malkin. 2 outs here, top of the first inning. 3-1 pitch on the way from Cicery. That's chopped over to Norton to right field. It'll bounce in front of him for a base hit. And so a 2-out single now for Matt Malkin. And he's over at first base as a designated hitter, Logan Sewell. Now up to the plate, the junior hitting .338 this season, making his 28th start of the year. 9 home runs, 2 triples, 5 doubles among his 32 hits this year. Just a little bit of a light breeze going out into left field here at Mount Lion Park. Over on right field, I see someone brought their lawn chair. They got a great view of Pikes Peak over in right field. Pitch now on the way from Cicery. Called strike by the umpire. 0-1 count now for Sewell. Pulpit Rock here is our view from the grandstands. Fielders get a great view of Pikes Peak behind us. 0-1 pitch now from Cicery. Swung at and 0-2 count now for Logan Sewell. Matt Malkin over at first for MSU Denver. Sewell ready and 0-2 pitch now on the way from Cicery. Outside, Malkin will stay at first. First ball for Sewell at the plate. 1-2 count now for him. On deck, left fielder Draven Udame, if this inning should continue. 1-2 pitch now on the way. And count evens up for Logan Sewell. 2-2 now for him. Sewell 0 for 3 in yesterday's game over at Security Service Field over on the east side of Colorado Springs. Deuces across the board. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Here comes the pitch from Cicery. And now full count, 3-2 for Logan Sewell at the plate, the designated hitter. Malkin over at first base for the Roadrunners after that 2-out single to right field. 3-2 pitch now from Cicery. And Logan Sewell will be walked and take his base over at first. Malkin moves into scoring position over at second, and as Draven Udame comes out to the plate, the left fielder hitting .363. Only missing 3 games for the Roadrunners this season. 6 home runs, 3 triples, 5 doubles among his 41 hits here with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Runners at first and second for the Roadrunners. So after the first 2 batters go down, next 2 batters reach base for MSU Denver. Here comes the pitch now from Cicery. Swung and chopped off. And runners will move up 1. And now bases loaded here in the top of the first. Zach Walsh, the second baseman, steps up to the plate. 292 hitter for the junior. 26 RBIs on the year. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Light breeze, beautiful weather here in Colorado Springs. Pitch now on the way from Cicery. That swung out, that's going to drop down. McDermott is able to make it though, and so Mount Lions, after retiring the first 2, Roadrunners load the bases, but can't do anything with them when that fly ball over to McDermott. He's able to close out the inning with no damage. As we go to the bottom of the first inning, you're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the first inning, Mount Lions make it a little bit interesting. They were able to retire the first 2 road runners, and then MSU Denver able to put the next 3 on base. But a little pop fly over to shortstop is able to end the inning as no runs scored for MSU Denver. Here in game number 1, Mount Lions leading off with Clark, Berg, and Anderson here in game number 1. Facing off against TJ Egloff, 2-1 on the season, 3.3 even ERA, 36 strikeouts for him as we're getting ready for Matt Clark to come up to the plate. 3 for 5 yesterday with 2 RBIs and a triple. Here comes a pitch now from Egloff, and called strike by the home plate umpire. 0-1 count now for Matt Clark, the shortstop. The second baseman. Hitting .419 on the season, 6 home runs for the junior. 0-1 pitch down the way from Egloff. Well hit ball in the left field. And that will drop down on the warning track and bounce over the wall. So a ground rule double for Matthew Clark, leadoff batter for the Mount Lions on base with that double to left field.
Now batting for the Mount Lions.
The Mount Lions are already starting well here in the bottom of the first as Matt Berg comes up to the plate, playing left field for the Mount Lions today. 321 hitter for the Mount Lions, sophomore, 19 RBIs on the season, and able to possibly up that here today. Start off today as he will be working with Clark over on second base. Berg steps into the plate, or up to the box. Here comes a pitch now from Egloff. Called strike, so nothing but strikes so far for the senior for MSU Denver, but already given up 1 hit in the process. Clark over on second. Another 1 pitch, called strike number 2 against Berg, so now 0-2 count now for him. Here in the bottom of the first inning, Mount Lions looking to start a little bit better than they did yesterday over at Security Service Field. 7 scheduled innings here so far in this first game. 0-2 pitch now on the way from Egloff. A little bit outside for ball number 1. 1-2 count now for Matt Berg. At the plate, Jake Anderson on deck for the Mount Lions. Here in the bottom of the first, Mount Lions looking to cut into this 2-game deficit to MSU Denver in the standings. Win today would do a lot to do that. Mount Lions tied for 4th, would make the conference tournament as the season ends today. 1-2 pitch is outside, 2-2 count now for Matt Berg. Same thing for MSU Denver, 18-7 coming into today's game, tied for 2nd in the RMAC. MSU Denver putting together a very good season. Here, Mount Lions taking the first game of the series, 13-5 yesterday. Looking to have similar result here today. That ball's chopped off into the right side behind the batting cages. Count remains even at 2-2 for Matt Berg. Second time Mount Lions have played over at Security Service Field. First time was against Air Force in the first season a couple years ago. 2-2 pitch down the way from Egloff, swung at and missed. And so first strikeout of the day for Egloff, now number 37 on the season. Jake Anderson now coming up to the plate. You see Berg walking into the dugout as Anderson getting ready to step into the box. Third base for the Mount Lions today. The junior hits .364 on the year, 6 home runs, 41 RBIs. Working with Clark over on second base for the Mount Lions. 1 out in the bottom of the first. Egloff looks back, now delivers a pitch to the plate. Called strike by home plate umpire, so 1 count now for Anderson. Egloff being very efficient on the mound today. Only 2 balls pitched so far. Everything else has been nothing but strikes. Looks back at Clark, delivers the 0-1 pitch. That's ball swung at, good contact but fouled off on the right side. Counts out 0-2 for Anderson. Evan Richards, a designated hitter on deck for the Mount Lions. Should this continue, but you see Anderson there. Here in the bottom of the first inning, and Clark right there over on second base for UCCS. Clark well hit ball on the second pitch he saw in the left field, bounced on the turf, then bounced over the wall for that ground rule double. 0-2 pitch on the way. That ball's well hit. That's over the shortstop, Pachke. He's going to go over to first base. A little bit of a slow throw, but makes it in time for the 6-3 play. Pachke over to Kistitis, but that will move Clark over to third base in the process. So Mount Lions trying to do some damage here. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first with Evan Richards on the plate. Richards, junior, hitting .326 this season. 13 home runs for the Mount Lions. 3 for 4 yesterday with 2 doubles. Swung that's fouled off. A 1 count now for Richards at the plate. Cody Norton, the right fielder, on deck should this inning continue. Here in the bottom of the first inning in Mount Lion Park.
Good spot, Matty.
Richards back into the plate.
Come on, baby.
A 1 count here at Mount Lion Park. Here comes a pitch. Outside for ball number 1. Clark over on third base for UCCS. Leadoff double, but then the next 2 batters retired in the process. There's TJ Egloff. 37 strikeouts so far in the season, including 1 today. 1-1 pitches on the way. Called strikeouts. Called strikes. A 1-2 count now for Richards. Coming to this. One-two count, 2 outs bottom of the first. Game still tied at 0. Mount Lions trying to bring home a runner at third. That ball's chopped over to second base. It'll be washed and fielded cleanly and gets over Kistitis, and that will end the inning. And so Mount Lions lead off double, but can't put anything across the plate. Mount Lions and Roadrunners tied at 0 apiece. As we go to the top of the second inning, bottom of the order due up with Kistitis, Reynolds, and Lightly. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball. Top of the second inning here at Mount Lion Park. UCCS and MSU Denver tied at 0 apiece. Here through first inning of game number 1, as we're going to be seeing Kistitis leading off for MSU Denver. First pitch from Cicely, a little outside for ball number 1. Kistitis, 307's hitting this season. 7 home runs, 28 RBIs for the senior. 1-0 pitch now on the way from Cicely. Swung at a miss for strike number 1. 1-1 count now for Kistitis. Reynolds and Lightly, along with Kistitis, top 3 batters due up here in the bottom of the second, or top of the second. 1-1 pitch, swung at a miss, and Kistitis falls behind in the count 1-2. 7, 8, 9 batters for UCC or for MSU Denver here in the top of the second. 1-2 pitch now on the way from Cicely, a little high, and for ball number 2, County was up for Kistitis at the plate.
Come on, bud.
Both teams threatening to score. 2-2 count. And count will go full now for Kistitis at 3-2. Both teams had opportunities to score in the first inning, but neither one could put anyone across the plate. Both of them getting runners over onto third. MSU Denver able to load the bases after a catcher's interference call. 3-2 pitch now on the way. Chopped off and behind the plate. Count remains full at 3-2. But yeah, as I said, both teams threatening but can't do anything with it. 3-2 pitch, swung at a miss, and first strikeout of the day for Colin Cicely for out number 1 here in the top of the second. Cicely now with 33 Ks on the year. And now Owen Reynolds, the center fielder, coming up to the plate. Reynolds, a .265 batter this season. 9 of 34 at the plate, only making his 10th start of the year for MSU Denver. And first pitch, he shows bunt, but pulls back for ball number 1. 1-0 count, 1 out, top of the second inning. Both teams still zeros on the scoreboard. Both teams with 1 hit in the first inning. 1-0 pitch. That ball's well hit. Jay Anderson dives but can't quite make it. And so that would put Reynolds over on first base for MSU Denver here in the top of the second inning.
Now batting number 4, Ty Lightly.
Single for Reynolds, but now 2 hits for MSU Denver today. And Ty Lightly, the third baseman, comes up to the plate, hitting .260 this year. Only missing 1 game for MSU Denver this year. Top of the order on deck for MSU Denver. 1 out here in the top of the second. Pitch is on the way. Runner is going. Sister's able to get it. That's a 1-4 play. 1-4-3, and Mount Lion's able to turn a double play. Great play by Cicery to get that ball over to second base, but that would go Cicery to Clark to Mallon for the 1-4-3 double play. And Mount Lions able to keep MSU Denver off the scoreboard. 0-0 game as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Mallon, Gregory, Rumsey due up, and we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the second inning, UCCS and MSU Denver are tied at 0 apiece. Mount Lions able to turn that 1-4-3 double play in the top of the second inning. Okay, some momentum here into the bottom of the second with John Mallon leading off for UCCS. Going up against TJ Egloff. First pitch is on the way. Mallon shows bunt. He's able to get it down. Egloff will field it barehanded over to first base, and it gets a 1-3 play. And so 1 pitch, 1 out. Bang bang playing there. Is Egloff able to field that cleanly with his hand? Get it over to first base, over to Katitis for the 1-3 play. John Mallon, though, made it close with his speed. Riley Gregory now up to the plate to catcher for the Mount Lions, hitting .343 this season. And so great defense by both teams so far here. Not even through 2 complete innings yet. First pitch is on the way from Egloff, low for ball number 1 to Gregory. One 1-0 pitch now from Egloff. Called strike by the home plate umpire. Count is now 1-1 to Rick Gregory. One count, 1 out, bottom of the second inning. No one on base for the Mount Lions as Egloff prefers to deliver the 1-1 pitch. That ball is chopped off. Shortstop Paschke will field it, gets it over to first base for the 6-3 play. And so 2 up, 2 down for UCCS here in the bottom of the second as Walker Rumsey now comes up to the plate, the center fielder for the Mount Lions, hitting .260 on the year with 2 home runs.
Riley Gregory.
I apologize, I got off 1 off. I see where I made that mistake. So that was Norton and then Mallon, 1-3 and then 6-3. So Riley Gregory, my apologies. 2 outs here, bottom of the second inning. And ball number 1 to him. Excellent. Put the last play in the first inning on the wrong batter, so I apologize there, but Gregory at the plate now. Called strike now. 1-1 count now for him at the plate. 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning. Beautiful weather here in Colorado Springs. 1-1 pitch now on the way, a little outside for ball number 2. So Egloff very efficient in the first inning. Only a few balls, but so far not quite as efficient here in the second inning. 2-1 pitch now on the way from him. That ball's chopped over to Paschke. He will field it cleanly again. Gets it over Kostaitis for the 6-3 play. And so 3 up, 3 down for the Mountain Lions here in the bottom of the second inning. As we are still tied at 0 apiece when we go to the top of the third. Top of the order due up for Roadrunners when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. Top of the third inning here at UCCS Mountain Lion Park. Mountain Lions and Roadrunners tied at 0 apiece as we're back to the top of the order for the Roadrunners. Zach Paschke shows bunt is fielded by cleanly by Ciceri for another 1-3 play, and so both times Zach Paschke has been up, he's grounded out to the pitcher for an out, and so 1 pitch, 1 out here, top of the third inning as Chase Anderson grounded out the shortstop in the first. Comes back up to the plate for MSU Denver. Pitch now on the way from Ciceri. Called strike by the home plate umpire. 1 count now for Chase Anderson. Oh, 1 pitch all the way already. Got a little outside. The count is up at 1 apiece for Chase Anderson. Matt Malkin had a single in the first inning. Is able to reach all the way to third in the first, but couldn't score as we're still tied at 0 apiece here in the top of the third inning. 1-2 count now for Chase Anderson at the plate for MSU Denver. 1-2 pitch now on the way from Colin Ciceri. Little outside. Count now evens up at 2-2. Went out here top of the third inning at Mount Lion Park. 2-2 pitch down the way from Ciceri. That ball is chopped off down the left field line, but goes foul. Count stays the same at 2-2. Chase Anderson right there for MSU Denver. 2 for 4 in yesterday's game, accounted for 2 of the 6 hits for the Roadrunners yesterday over at Security Service Field. Home of now the Rocky Mountain Vibes. That's going to take some getting used to. 2-2 pitches on the way, a little bit low. Count is now full for Chase Anderson, 3-2. Mount Lions with some experience over at Security Service Field as swing and a miss for Chase Anderson at the plate. 2 strikeouts now for Colin Ciceri. Moves his season total up to 34. Is 2 up, 2 down, just like the first inning, but Roadrunners threatening there as the next 3 batters reach base. Matt Malkin led that off with a single in the first inning over into right field. Malkin, his first hit of the series. Here comes the pitch now from Ciceri. A little outside for ball number 1. Inning should continue. We got Logan Sewell over on the plate, or over on deck. 1-0 pitch, a low inside for 2 balls, no strikes now to Matt Malkin at the plate. He steps back into the box. These teams like to move pretty quickly. 2-0 pitch on the way and called strike. 2-1 count now for Malkin. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Not a cloud in the sky here in Colorado Springs. 2-1 pitch is swung at a miss. 2-2 count now for Malkin. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. Temperature in the low 60s, probably get up to mid to high 60s before this day is over. 2-2 pitch now on the way from Ciceri, and count goes full at 3-2. Malkin trying to get on base for the 2nd time today. Pitch now on the way from Ciceri. Swung and a miss, and so back-to-back strikeouts for Colin Ciceri. 3 up, 3 down for MSU Denver, the top of the 3rd. As we go now to the bottom of the 3rd inning, it'll be Rumsey, McDermott, Clark due up when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the 3rd inning, as you see Walker Rumsey up to the plate for UCCS. Both teams still tied at 0 apiece. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, TJ Eklof still on the mound for MSU Denver here in game number 1. First pitch to Rumsey, a little bit high for ball number 1. Rumsey, McDermott, and Clark leading off things for UCCS here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-0 pitch now on the way from Eklof. And quick refreshes by Rumsey to be able to duck and miss that one. 2-0 count now for him at the plate. Rumsey, .260 hitter for the Mountain Lions this season. 1 for 5 yesterday. 2-0 pitch will now go to a 3-0 count now for Rumsey at the plate. We see there. Here comes the pitch now from Eklof. And leadoff walk for Walker Rumsey here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First base runner for the Mount Lions since Matt Clark led off the game with a double in the 1st inning. It's been efficient defense for both teams here ever since. As Matt McDermott now up to the plate, hitting .371 with 5 home runs. Top of the order on deck for the Mount Lions and Matt Clark. Pitch now on the way from Eklof. Called strike at the plate. 0-1 count now with Rumsey over at first for the Mount Lions. No outs, bottom of the 3rd. After both teams got a runner to 3rd in the 1st inning, neither team has been able to get anyone past 2nd. It's been hard just to get someone on base for either team. 0-1 pitch now on the way. Swung at and missed by McDermott. He falls behind 0-2 with the count. As we see Egloff on the mound, and then behind him, Walker Rumsey over at first base. Rumsey 5 for 5 on stolen base attempts this season. 0-2 pitch now from Egloff. A little bit high for ball number 1. Rumsey still over at first for the Mountain Lions. Rumsey 4-pitch walk for him to lead off bottom of the 3rd inning. Neither team with a run yet. That ball, well hit ball, goes going to center field. Reynolds is going to come up for it. It's going to drop in between Reynolds and Paschke for a single. And so Mountain Lions with runners on first and second on that single from Matt McDermott. Well hit between shortstop and center field. And now Mountain Lions with Rumsey on second, McDermott at first, and Matt Clark had a ground rule double in the first inning. He's back up to the plate for the Mountain Lions. Second hit of the day for the Mountain Lions. First one was by Matt Clark in the first at-bat of the game. Second pitch of the day for TJ Egloff, as you see Clark stepping back into the box for the Mountain Lions. Now you see Rumsey over at second. Here comes a pitch. Clark shows bunt, fielded by Egloff. He'll get it over for the 1-3 play for the sacrifice and move runners up one spot. So Rumsey goes over to third. McDermott over to second on the 1-3 sack bunt. First out of the inning here in the bottom of the 3rd. Matt Berg struck out swinging in the first inning for the Mountain Lions. Mountain Lions, first time they had 2 runners on, and they're both in scoring position at the moment. Rumsey over at third, McDermott over on second. First is open at the moment, and Berg at the plate. First pitch is outside for ball number 1. Mountain Lions 2 games behind in the standings. Looking to make up some ground against the Roadrunners here in this series. 1-0 pitch now on the way from Egloff. That ball's chopped up. It'll be fielded by Paschke. He gets it over for the 6-3 play, the bang-bang play. 6-3 play, second out of the day, but Rumsey is going to score. So Mountain Lions with the 1-0 lead, and McDermott moves all the way over to third in the process. So Mountain Lions take the 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as Jake Anderson comes up to the plate, ground out to the shortstop in the first inning. Mountain Lions able to take the first lead as Rumsey able to score. And Matt McDermott now in that position too, over on third for the Mountain Lions. On that well-hit single into center field. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd inning. Here comes a pitch now from Egloff. A little outside for ball number 1. Evan Richards on deck should this inning continue for the Mountain Lions. 7 innings goes by quickly here, and Mountain Lion Park already at the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 pitch now from Egloff, and count is now 2-0 as Anderson makes sure McDermott stays over at third. 2-0 count now for Anderson at the plate. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd. Mountain Lions with the 1-0 lead against the Roadrunners. 2-0 pitch now from Egloff. Well hit ball, but it's going to be foul on the right side for the first strike for Anderson. 2-1 count now for him at the plate. Anderson 3 for 5 with 2 runs in yesterday's series opening game over on the east side of Colorado Springs. 2-1 count, 2 outs, bottom of 3rd. Mountain Lions lead by 1 with a runner over at third. Here comes the pitch now from Egloff. Well hit ball that's going to go over to Lightly. He's able to make the play. 5-3 play. Acrobatic play by Kostis to make the play and make sure he's able to secure the out. But Mountain Lions able to take a 1-0 lead as Walker Rumsey comes across the plate. Mountain Lions go to the top of the 4th with a 1-0 lead as we will see the 4, 5, 6 batters for MSU Denver. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball. Top of the 4th inning here in Colorado Springs. Mountain Lions with the 1-0 lead against MSU Denver. As Colin Cicery back on the mound for the Mountain Lions. He's having a good day. Struck out the last 2 batters he's faced to close out the top of the 3rd inning. He will now go against Logan Sewell at the plate. Swung at and missed. 0-1 count now for Sewell at the plate. He walked in the 1st inning. But Sewell, Udame, and Walsh leading off for MSU Denver here in the top of the 4th. 0-1 count goes by. Now count evens up at 1-1 for Sewell. Sewell looking for his first hit of the series here in game number 2. 1-1 pitch. That's going to go over to Clark. Bounces a little bit, but able to get over to 4-3 play. And so 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning so far. Draven Udame reached base on a catcher's interference in the 1st inning. That ended up loading the bases for MSU Denver, but with 2 outs, a pop ball over to shortstop ended the inning and the scoring chances for MSU Denver. Both teams 2 hits apiece, but Mountain Lions with the 1-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. As Udame getting ready for his pitch now for Cicery, called strike as he lets that one go by. 0-1 count now for Udame. 1 out here, top of the 4th inning. 0-1 pitch now from Cicery, swung at, bounces around, but strike number 2. Looks like everyone's okay. Gear is doing what it's supposed to be doing. 0-2 count now here in the top of the 4th inning. 1 out for Udame. Pitch on the way from Cicery. Good move by Gregory to keep that one from going by. No one on base, so it wasn't threat of anyone moving up. But 1-2 count now for Udame at the plate. See a few people enjoying Pulpit Rock up above. 1-2 count now. That ball is sliced down the left side, but bounces foul. 1-2 count still for Udame right there at the plate. Trying to reach base for the 2nd time today. He steps back in for the Roadrunners. Pitch now from Colin Cicery. About the same result. Maybe came in a little bit closer on the left side of the MSU Denver dugout. 1-2 count still for Udame. And pitch now on the way from Cicery. Swung at and 3rd straight pitch. He's fouled off on the left side. Count still at 1-2. So Udame still battling. Reaching base by way of a catcher's interference, but trying to get a 2nd hit of the series after going 1-4 yesterday. 1 out, top of the 4th, 1-2 count now between Cicery and Udame. And now here comes the pitch from Cicery. A little bit low and outside. 2-2 count now for Udame at the plate. Udame, .363 batter for the Roadrunners. Senior with 6 home runs, 3 triples, 5 doubles. .619 slugging. And swing and a miss. And so another strikeout, 4th strikeout of the day for Colin Cicery. As 3 of the last 4 batters have been going down by swinging strikeouts. 2 up, 2 down. Zach Walsh comes up to the plate. Had the fly ball to shortstop to end the 1st inning. Walsh 2 for 3, led the one of 2 Roadrunners, so 2 hits yesterday, as he will take that for strike number 1. Here in the top of the 4th. 1 pitch now on the way from Cicery, low and out for ball number 1. 1-1 count for Walsh. Jake Castitis on deck. 1-1 pitch now on the way, and that ball's hit over the right field. Norton's going to try to make it over there, and he's able to do it. So Mountain Lions 3 up, 3 down once again here in the top of the 4th inning against MSU Denver. Mountain Lions able to keep it Roadrunners off the board as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4, 5, 6 batters, and Richards, Norton, and Mallon due up when we come back. Mountain Lions with a 1-0 lead. You're watching UCCS Baseball. base in his first appearance. Close out the first inning. As TJ Egloff still on the mound for MSU Denver. Ball number 1 to Richards at the plate. One-0 pitch down the way from Egloff. That ball's hit over to Paschke. He fields it over at shortstop. 6-3 play on the way, and he's able to make the play. One batter, one out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Has been kind of the theme so far after both Mount Lions able to get a run across in the bottom of the 3rd. But it's been mostly defense has been the star of this game. As Cody Norton now up to the plate, ground ball to the pitcher in the 2nd to lead off the 2nd inning in his first at-bat. Mount Lions especially haven't let a runner pass 2nd since the 1st inning. 0-0 pitch, swung in and miss. Norton now behind in the count, 0-1. Mount Lions able to draw the lead-off walk by Walker Rumsey. Matt McDermott followed by a single. Clark advanced everyone a sack bunt, and then Mount Lions able to get Walker Rumsey across. That ball's hit high, but looks like it's going to be out of play. Oh, catcher's going to be able to make it. It comes back in a little bit, but they can't make it. It'll fall in between for strike number 2. 0-2 count now for Cody Norton at the plate. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Ball's going. Wind is coming out of the south, so going out a little bit out to left field. As you see the catcher Malkin right there for MSU Denver, and then panning over to John Mallon. He steps back into the box. Great shot of Pulpit Rock. A lot of hikers enjoying that view so far today. Some of them taking off a little early for the holiday. 0-2 count, swing and a miss, and so strikeout for Cody Norton here in the bottom of the 4th.
John Mallon.
Mallon now up to the plate, ground ball to shortstop in the 2nd inning. 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th. Mount Lions though with the 1-0 lead. TJ Egloff now delivers a pitch. That ball fouled off behind home plate umpire. 0-1 count now for Mallon. Riley Gregory on deck for the Mount Lions should this inning continue. 7 innings scheduled for this game. Mount Lions with the 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th. 2 outs. As we take a minute. Egloff looks like he's ready to go. 2 strikeouts for the senior so far today. 38 on the year now for him. 3 2/3 innings of work. 1 pitch now from Egloff. That bounces in the turf for ball number 1. 1-1 count now for John Mallon, as you see TJ Egloff right there. Senior for the Mount Lions, or for the Roadrunners, 2-1 record on the year. 3.00 ERA for him. 1-1 pitch now on the way from him. Just a little bit outside. 2-1 count now for John Mallon at the plate. Good eye for him. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. 2-1 count now for Mallon. As you see him step back into the box right there. 2-1 pitch now coming from Egloff. That ball's well hit in the center field. It's going to be Reynolds if he's going to be able to make it. Bounces in front of the fence. Reynolds not able to make it. So you see Mallon coming all the way over to 3rd for a stand-up triple. Well hit ball there for Mallon, and Mount Lions threatening once again. As Reynolds trying to make it back there, can't quite make it. It bounces in front of the fence, stays in play. And that allows Mallon to make it all the way over to 3rd base without having to slide in. Mallon with the triple yesterday. Now 2 outs bottom of the 4th inning is Riley Gregory up to the plate for the Mount Lions. Gregory ground out to shortstop to close out the 2nd inning. 3rd hit of the day for the Mount Lions. 1-0 lead, and they're trying to make it a 2-0 lead as the first pitch to Gregory bounces off his shoulder. So he will take first base. And now Walker Rumsey scoring in the 3rd inning after leading off with a 4-pitch walk. So Mount Lions now with runners on the corners with 2 outs bottom of the 4th. 1-0 lead against the Roadrunners. So after a ground out to shortstop and a strikeout swing for 2 quick outs. Mountain Lions able to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th, trying to expand on this lead, get a few insurance runs against MSU Denver. Pitch now on the way from Egloff. That ball's hit into foul territory on the right side. Findy steps on the entrance, but 0-1 count now for Walker Rumsey. Matt McDermott, a single in the 3rd inning. If on deck should this inning continue for the Mountain Lions. Mountain Lions 1-0 lead, 3-2 hit advantage. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning was John Mallon over at 3rd. Pitch is on the way outside for ball number 1 to Walker Rumsey. John Mallon, 2-out triple for the Mountain Lions. Will hit ball into right center field, just a few chain link sections off of the batter's eye. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Here comes a pitch from Egloff, a little bit low and out for ball number 2. Mallon over at 3rd, Gregory over at 1st for the Mountain Lions. Walker Rumsey with a 2-1 count at the plate. McDermott on deck for UCCS. 3rd year of the program for the Mountain Lions. 2-1 pitch now on the way. Strike number 2 called by home plate umpire. 2-2 count now for Walker Rumsey. Mountain Lions, though, 3rd year of the program, made a conference tournament each of the first 2 years. Has a very successful startup program under head coach Dave Hatchick. 2-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. Mountain Lions on runners on 1st and 3rd. And count now go full with that high pitch. Walker Rumsey. Now it's a full count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Rumsey trying to reach base for the 2nd time today. See right there, 3-2 count, 2 outs on the scoreboard in the background with Mallon over at 3rd base for the Mountain Lions. Here comes a pitch, and 2nd walk that Walker Rumsey has been able to draw today will load the bases as Gregory advances over to 2nd. Mallon stays over at 3rd. And Matt McDermott, who had a single in the 3rd inning, coming up to the plate for the Mountain Lions. McDermott having a very good series so far. 4 of 6 overall between the 2 games at the plate. 3 of 5 yesterday and 1 for 1 on his lone appearance as MSU Denver is going to talk this one over a little bit with bases loaded. Mallon over on 3rd, Gregory at 2nd, Rumsey on 1st, McDermott at the plate for UCCS. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. MSU Denver looked like they were going to retire the Mountain Lions in order after a 6-3 ground down and a strikeout swing, but after that, Mountain Lions able to rally. Triple by Mallon, hit by a pitch by Gregory, and then a walk by Walker Rumsey to load the bases. A little bit of reminiscent of top of the 1st inning when MSU Denver did something similar. First 2 batters were retired, but then they were able to load the bases on a single walk and a catcher's interference before the Mountain Lions were able to secure the end of the 1st inning on that fly ball called by McDermott. And so everyone is and returns. TJ Egloff still on the mound for MSU Denver. Bases loaded, bottom of the 2nd inning, bottom of the 4th inning, 2 outs. McDermott with the single in the 3rd inning. Here comes a pitch. Well hit ball. It's going to go foul on the left side though. But definitely had quite a bit of distance on that one. First strike for McDermott though, as Mallon returns back to 3rd base for UCCS. But Mallon on 3rd, Gregory on 2nd, Rumsey on 1st. 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Mountain Lions with a 1-0 lead, trying to expand on it right here. TJ Egloff looked pretty good in the 1st inning. Only threw in a couple balls among his strikes. That ball's well hit, but it's going to go in the crowd behind us. Unless I misjudge that once again. But foul ball caught by Malkin right at the net. And so Mountain Lions able to load the bases, but can't quite get anyone across. 1-0 lead for the Mountain Lions going to the top of the 5th inning. Bottom of the order, due up for MSU Denver. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball. Denver as Jake Titus comes up to the plate, strikeout swinging, lead off the top of the second inning for MSU Denver. That ball goes past him for ball number 1. Colin Cicery still on the mound for UCCS. Titus stepping in right there, first base for Roadrunners. 1-0 pitch down the way from Cicery. That ball's hit in left field, and it's able to play by Matt Berg over at left field. So Mount Lions have retired the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 batters in order. Going back to the second inning as Owen Reynolds now up to the plate. Had a single in the second inning, but then caught in a double play that ended the second. The 1-4-3 play, don't see that a whole lot. Pitch down the way from Cicery. Strike number 1, called by home plate umpire. 0-1 count now for Reynolds at the plate. Mountain Lions with the 1-0 lead. Pitch down the way from Cicery. That ball's well hit. It'll be a couple infielders. Looks like it'd be McDermott who will make the play for it, and he will. Pop fly to McDermott. 2 up, 2 down. Here in the top of the 5th inning, Mountain Lions playing very good defense. Haven't allowed a base runner since the second inning when it was Reynolds last at the plate. Ty Lightly now up to the plate. Ground into a double play in the second. Top of the order on deck for MSU Denver should this inning continue, but Ty Lightly steps back in. 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Mountain Lions with the 1-0 lead in this scheduled 7-inning contest. Not even quite an hour into this game. Pitch is a little bit low for ball number 1. Both teams playing efficient so far. 1-0 pitch now on the way from Cicery. A little bit inside. Count is now 2-0 for Lightly. Mountain Lions 1-0 lead. 3-2 in advantage in hits. 2-0 pitch down the way from Cicery. That ball's hit on the right field. Norton will take a few steps to his right, but is able to make the play. So, third straight inning, it's been 3 up, 3 down for MSU Denver. No runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left on base as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Top of the order due up for the Mountain Lions. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the 5th inning for the Mount Lions as they lead 1-0 against MSU Denver. Game 1 of 2 here in today's doubleheader. Top of the order, 2 up for the Mount Lions. You see TJ Outlaw still on the mound for MSU Denver, only giving up 1 run. 2 strikeouts for the senior so far today through 4 innings of work. Matt Clark back up to the plate, had a double in the first inning and had a sacrifice bunt in the third, which ultimately led to the Walker Rumsey run later in the inning as he was able to move everyone up and takes that first pitch for strike number 1. TJ Ekloff right there. 38 strikeouts on the year, including 2 today. Clark back into the box with an 0-1 count. Leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 5th. Mountain Lions lead by 1. Here comes a pitch, well hit ball. That's going to go over to shortstop Hashke. He's able to get it, but I don't know if he's going to have time, and it does. 6-3 play, bang bang play. Little disagreement from the fans, but close play over at first base. First place umpire Garth Jacks sending Clark back to the dugout. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Matt Berg up to the plate 0 for 2 so far for him today. Looking at his first hit of the day against Egloff. Only 3 hits for Mountain Lions, 5 combined for these two teams yesterday. First pitch low outside for ball number 1. 3 hits for Mountain Lions today. Contrast that with yesterday's 23 hits, a school record over at Security Service Field in that 13-5 win for the Mountain Lions. 1-0 pitch now from Egloff on the way. That ball's hit. It's diving. First baseman Titus can't make it. They're going to send him over to second base. That ball is fielded by Anderson by a stand-up double for Matt Berg on his first hit of the day. Mount Lions with a runner in scoring position with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Jake Anderson also looking for his first hit of the day. Ground out to shortstop and third in the first and third innings respectively. Mount Lions their 4th hit of the day. 1-0 lead now for the Mount Lions. You see Jake Anderson right there getting ready to step into the box for UCCS. Mount Lions trying to make some movement here in the standings as we're getting into the later stages of the regular season. Pitch down the way from Egloff, swing and a miss for strike number 1. Mount Lions been on the road for a little bit. Now they're back here for a 4-game series with MSU Denver. Here for back-to-back home weekends. We'll close out the regular season home schedule next week with a 4-game series against Colorado School of Mines. As that ball's hit right up the middle, that might be able to score over from second from Matt Berg, and they're going to bring him home. So Mount Lions now with the 2-0 lead as that single RBI single up the middle for Jake Anderson. And Mount Lions now 2-0 lead, bottom of the 5th inning. Berg with a double to get on base and comes home on that well-hit ball by Jake Anderson right up the middle. Mount Lions now lead by 2. 2-0 against MSU Denver. 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning as Evan Richards comes up to the plate. He's also going to be looking for his first hit. So last 2 Mount Lions able to get their first hit of the day in the last 2 at-bats. Richards looking to follow suit here. And that ball, he's going to get another hit out there. That goes in between the left fielder and center fielder, and they're going to bring Anderson all the way over to third. And so now runners on the corners, 3 straight hits for the Mount Lions here in the bottom of the 3rd with 1 out. Anderson over at 3rd, Richards over at 1st. Norton at the plate for the Mount Lions. Once again, he's going to be looking for his first hit. Been a recurring theme, but it has turned out well for the Mount Lions so far here. 6 hits for UCCS, 2-0 lead, 1 run here in this inning. Mount Lions trying to add to it here with Anderson over at 3rd for UCCS. And MSU Denver is going to take a little bit of time to think through this one. TJ Eckloff still on the mound, 63 pitches, 4 of them have been for strikes. They're going to take a little bit of time. Runners on the corners for UCCS here. Bottom of the 5th inning. UCCS with the 2-0 lead. Only playing 7 innings here so far today, so UCCS in good position, trying to have a few insurance runs for MSU Denver. Beautiful day here at Mountain Lion Park. Chamber of Commerce Day, as they say. Not a cloud in the sky. Looking up at Pulpit Rock, looks like a few people taking either extended lunch break or enjoying an early vacation with the Easter weekend upon us. Mountain Lion Park, 2nd year of operation here on the northwest edge of campus. Just a few well-thrown balls away from I-25. Everyone looks like they're ready to get back going. TJ Eckloff still on the mound for MSU Denver. Here comes the pitch, swing and a miss by Cody Norton. Strike number 1 to him. So let's reset a little bit. Anderson over at first base. Anderson over at 3rd. Richards over at 1st. And you see Cody Norton right there at home plate, stepping back into the box with an 0-1 count against TJ Eckloff. 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning. Mountain Lions lead by 2. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Called strike by home plate umpire Wilson. Norton falls behind in the count, 0-2. Eckloff right there, the senior for MSU Denver. 0-2 pitch down the way. That ball is hit wide on the right field. It's going to have to be Anderson who has to make the play. Looks like he's going to be able to. As Jake Anderson tags up, and he will score. So 2 outs, but Anderson able to come back as on that sacrifice fly over to right field. So 3-0 lead now for UCCS. 2 runs in just this inning alone as John Mallon comes up to the plate. Mallon a triple in the 4th inning, but couldn't score for UCCS. Mount Lions, though, in an increasingly good, better position. 3-0 lead now here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs. Runner over at first. Ball to Mallon is taken for ball number 1. Richards over at first. You see John Mallon right there at the plate. 1 for 2 for him so far today. Egloff on the mound. 1-2 pitch now on the way. And called strike by Robert Wilson. 1-1 count now for John Mallon. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Mountain Lions 3-0 lead here against the Roadrunners. Mountain Lions 2 games behind MSU Denver in the RMAC standings. In the third to last series of the regular season. 1-1 pitch is a little bit outside. 2-1 count now for John Mallon. Mentioned a little bit, Mountain Lions were on the road for the last couple weekends. Now they're at home for a couple weekends with the series against MSU Denver, next week against Colorado School of Mines, and then close out the season at CSU Pueblo. The Florida RMAC tournament takes place May 8th through 11th. 2-1 count now, 2 outs. Here comes a pitch from Egloff. Called strike, and so now count evens up 2-2 for John Mallon. Richards over at first base for UCCS. Runs so far in this inning from Berg and Anderson. 2-2 count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. 3-0 lead for the Mountain Lions. Egloff taking his time, delivers a 2-2 pitch that goes into the turf, and that will allow Richards to take second base in the process. So count goes full for John Mallon, and now Richards over at second base for UCCS. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. And that ball gets a little bit away from Malkin. Mallon back into the box with a full count, 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning with a runner in scoring position. Mallon a triple in his last plate appearance. 3-2 pitch now on the way, and Mallon will be walked. He'll take first base, and so Mountain Lions now with 2 runners on, with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th, and Riley Gregory comes up to the plate, hit by a pitch in the 4th inning, and then advance over to second on a walk. But now we've got Richards on second, Richards on second, Mallon on first, and Riley Gregory at the plate. Rumsey on deck, should this inning continue. TJ Egloff still on the mound for MSU Denver. Pitch is now on the way. Called strike right down the middle. Strike number 1 to Riley Gregory. Egloff right there, 72 pitches for him. Checks back over to Richards at second base. 0-1 pitch now on the way. A little bit high for ball number 1. 70 minutes into this game so far. First pitch at right around 12:04 p.m. Both teams playing very efficient ball. Game 2 was only scheduled to start at 3, but looks like we're going to be getting that game underway a little bit sooner. 1-1 pitch now on the way from Egloff. And strike number 2 to Bradley Gregory. 1-2 count now for him at the plate. Veronica Rumsey on deck has reached base both of his times with a pair of walks. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Mountain Lions with 2 runs so far in this inning, looking to add a few more. 1-2 pitch on the way from Egloff. That ball's hit in the center field. It's going to have to be Reynolds. He's able to come in and make it, and he does. And so Mountain Lions add 2 more runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to take a 3-0 lead against MSU Denver. We go to the top of the 6th. Top of the order due up for MSU Denver. When we come back, you're watching UCCS Baseball.
No errors and made 2 runners.
Top of the 6th, and right here at Mount Lion Park, UCCS with a 3-0 lead against MSU Denver. Colin Cicery back on the mound for the Mount Lions. As we're at the top of the order for MSU Denver, Paschke, Anderson, and Malkin. Here comes the first pitch to Paschke, and that will be a called ball. 0-1 count now to Paschke. Very efficient for the Mount Lions on defense. Have retired as that ball is chopped off and fouled the ball behind the home plate. 1-1 count now for Paschke. Mount Lions haven't allowed a base runner for MSU Denver since the 2nd inning and have retired Roadrunners on order the last 3 innings. That ball's fouled off once again on the right side. 1-2 count now for Paschke. Paschke looking for his first hit of the day. First hit of the day, first hit of the series. 0 for 6 for him so far today, or for the series. 1-2 count now, top of the 6th. Here comes the pitch now from Cicery. A little bit low for ball number 1. 2-2 count now for Paschke. Mount Lions getting a little offense going in the 5th inning. They take a 3-0 lead. That ball's fouled off on the left side this time. Count remains even at 2-2 for Paschke. Scheduled 7-inning contest, so starting to get a little into the final stretches here of MSU Denver. And a strikeout looking for Colin Cicery against Zach Paschke. 5th strikeout of the day for Colin Cicery as Paschke returns back to the dugout. First strikeout looking for Colin Cicery. 37th of the year. Chase Anderson now up to plate, struck out swinging in the 3rd inning, ground out to shortstop in the 1st. Mount Lions have now retired the last 11 MSU Denver batters. As we see Chase Anderson, the right fielder, stepping back into the plate. Pitch now on the way from Cicery. A little bit low for ball number 1. Little chatter from the crowd a little bit. 1-0 pitch now from Cicery. That ball fouled off behind home plate umpire and the catcher. 1-1 count now for Chase Anderson. MSU Denver tied for 2nd in the conference standings. 18-7 conference record. 25-12 overall. UCCS just a couple games behind. 16-9 in standings. 1-1 pitch now from Cicery. And called strike. 1-2 count now for Chase Anderson at the plate. Colin Cicery only with 1 strikeout so far this inning. Looking to add another one right here. 1-2 pitch now on the way from him. Swung at, that's going to go over to McDermott. He's able to field it, gets it on the run over to Mellon at first base for the 6-3 play. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Mount Lions lead by 3-0. Matt Malkin, the catcher, comes up to the plate. Had a single in the 1st, but struck out in the 3rd. Mount Lions looking good on defense ever since turning a double play to end the 2nd inning. 2 outs top of the 6th inning. UCCS up 3-0. Pitch now on the way from Cicery and is able to get Malkin. So Malkin will take his base. First base runner for MSU Denver since the 2nd inning. 2nd time that Malkin has reached base after a single in the 1st. Logan Sewell, the designated hitter, trying to reach base for his 2nd time. Drew a walk in the 1st inning, but ground out to shortstop in the 4th. Malkin over at first base for MSU Denver here in the top of the 6th. Trying to cut into this 3-0 UCCS lead, as you see Sewell right there. Malkin over at first, pitch on the way to Sewell. That ball's hit over center field. It's going to have to be Rumsey there. A few steps to his right, and he's able to make it. And so Mount Lions able to take a 3-0 lead. Another efficient inning in the top of the 6th as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Rumsey, McDermott, Clark due up when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the sixth inning here at UCCS, Mount Lion Park. Mount Lions leading by a score of 3-0 against MSU Denver. TJ Egloff still on the mound for MSU Denver as Walker Rumsey, first pitch he sees, gets it over to Lightly at third base for the quick 5-3 play. One out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. McDermott now up to the plate, had a single in the third inning. And then foul ball was caught by the catcher in the fourth in that inning. McDermott, a .371 batter for the Mount Lions, coming into this game today. One out here in the bottom of the sixth as everyone will take a little bit of a moment. Egloff still on the mound for MSU Denver. A little bit of activity over in the Roadrunner bullpen. Only 7 scheduled innings here in this first game of the doubleheader. First pitch that McDermott sees will go by for ball number 1. So if Mount Lions able to keep MSU Denver off the scoreboard on the top of the 7th, that would be the end of this first game. Just a little over an hour and 15 minutes into this game. Already in the bottom of the 6th. Egloff getting ready. Here comes a 1-0 pitch now from him. McDermott will take that one for strike number 1. 1-1 count now for him at the plate. Top of the order on deck with Matt Clark as McDermott right there. Junior for the Mount Lions, 5 home runs on the year. Able to reach a goal all the way over to third in the third inning. 1-1 count now coming. Swing and a miss for him. 1-2 count now for McDermott at the plate. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Clark on deck for the Mount Lions. One-two pitch now from Egloff. Bounces in the turf on the far side. Count is now 2-2 for McDermott. Egloff right there, walking back to the mound for MSU Denver. Roadrunners gave up 2 Mount Lion runs in the bottom of the 5th. Able to add a few insurance runs for the Mount Lions with the 3-0 lead. 2-2 pitch now on the way from Egloff. A little bit inside. Count goes full now. 3-2 to McDermott. McDermott a single in the third. Foul ball caught by the catcher in the fourth. Egloff right there for MSU Denver. 3-2 count. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Egloff gets his signal. And here comes the pitch. A little bit outside, and so McDermott reaches base for the second time today, this time by a walk, and now top of the order at the plate with Matt Clark. Clark had a leadoff ground rule double in the first inning. Sacrifice bunt in the third, and ground out to shortstop in the 5th. But 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Mount Lions lead by 3 with McDermott over at first. 6 runs for the Mount Lions so far today. Contrast that to 23 yesterday. School record in a single game for the Mount Lions. Here comes a pitch from Egloff. Called strike. 0-1 count now for Matt Clark. Berg on deck for Mount Lions. Had a double in the later score in the 5th inning. After a steady breeze, wind is almost non-existent now. Looking at the flat center field, that ball's a little bit outside, and that will allow McDermott to go all the way over to second. Ball number 1 to Matt Clark. 1-1 count now for him with the plate now with McDermott in scoring position. As Malkin is going to go out and talk to his pitcher, TJ Egloff. MSU Denver able to score 4 runs in the second inning yesterday. They're capable of putting something together. But trying to limit the Mount Lions here in the bottom of the 6th with the Mount Lions with McDermott over on second with 1 out. Egloff 36 strikeouts plus 2 in this game so far today, making his 4th start of the year for the Roadrunners. And even 3.0 ERA. McDermott over a second. Egloff will check him. 1-1 pitch now on the way to Clark. And that's chopped off into the MSU Denver dugout. 1-2 count now for Matt Clark. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Clark top hitter for the Mount Lions in this lineup coming into today. .419. Just a shade under .670 in slugging. 6 home runs on the year. 16 doubles, including the one to start off this game. Egloff now delivers a 1-2 pitch. That ball's hit it well on the left side. Lightly, he's able to stop it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get the 5-3 play, and he's not. And so McDermott will stay over at second as Clark reaches first base with that single. 7th hit of the day for the Mount Lions as Matt Berg up to the plate. Double in his last plate appearance in the 5th. As you see, Clark over at first base, 2 for 3 for him so far today. Runners at first and second for the Mount Lions with McDermott over on second. Here comes the pitch now to Berg. That ball's hit well. It's going to go to left field. That's going to be at least one run as Mount Lions will bring in McDermott from second. They're going to bring Clark all the way from first. And a stand-up double for Matt Berg. And Mount Lions add 2 more runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning and take a 5-0 lead against MSU Denver. Matt Berg, well-hit ball down the left field line for the stand-up double. Mount Lions now with 8 hits and 5 runs to show for it. 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings. As Matt Clark celebrating, going into the dugout for the Mount Lions. Jake Anderson, the third baseman for UCCS, up to the plate. Make that now back-to-back doubles for Matt Berg. Jake Anderson a single in the 5th. 1 for 3 so far for him today. Later scored in the 5th. Mount Lions with the 5-0 lead. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Berg over at second for the Mount Lions. And here comes the pitch from Egloff. That ball's hit on the right side, but foul. Strike number 1 to Anderson. Richards on deck for the Mount Lions. Should this inning continue? Mount Lions 1 out, bottom of the 6th with the 5-0 lead. Trying to catch up to MSU Denver in the standings. Down 2 games coming into today's game. In the conference standings, Mount Lions tied for 4th. MSU Denver tied for 2nd. 0-1 pitch fouled off down by the MSU Denver dugout. 0-2 count now for Anderson as he falls behind to TJ Ekloff. Anderson right there, single in the 5th. And later scored 1 for 3 so far for him today. Mount Lions took a little bit of time getting the bats going, but it's been solid performance on offense in the last few innings as they take a 5-0 lead. 2 runs in each of the 5th and the 6th. 0-2 counting on the way from Egloff. That ball's hit in the center field. It's going to be Reynolds. He's going back to the fence to try to make that play. And it's going to go over the fence. So Mount Lions 2 home run for Jake Anderson. And Mount Lions able to open this game up even further. Now opening up a 7-0 lead as Jake Anderson coming around getting the high five from Coach Hadjic. As Anderson 7th home run of the season. And Mount Lions 6 runs between the 5th and the 6th innings and opening up this 7-0 lead against MSU Denver. 1 down in the bottom of the 6th. About the deepest part of the park. Short of going over the wall, going over the batter's eye for Jake Anderson. So back-to-back hits for him. And now Evan Richards up to the plate, a single in the 5th. And now it looks like MSU Denver bringing in the infielders as TJ Ekloff on the mound for MSU Denver. One out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. UCCS 4 runs so far in this inning as they will make a pitching change. So we're going to take a little bit of a quick break as we're going to get a chance to meet the new MSU Denver Roadrunner pitcher and get him a few warm-ups when we come back. Mount Lions with a 7-0 lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out when we come back. You're watching UCCS Baseball. Bottom of the sixth inning as we see Carter Ackerfeld's first pitch. A little bit low to Evan Richards for ball number 1. 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Carter Ackerfeld's making his 6th appearance of the year. 1-0 pitch now on the way from him. Low inside for ball number 2. 2-0 pitch, 2-0 cut now for Richards at the plate. Ackerfeld, a 6'2 sophomore from Littleton, Colorado, transfer from Iowa Western Community College, graduate of the Dakota Ridge High School, 5.00 ERA. 8 strikeouts in his limited appearances. That ball chopped off on the right side, but it goes foul. First strike for Richards at the plate. 2-1 count now for him. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Ackerfeld's coming in for Egloff, who went 5 1/3 inning, giving up 9 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned. 2 strikeouts and walked 4 batters in the process. As now bottom of the 6th inning, 7-0 lead for UCCS. Ackerfeld's with the pitch. That ball's chopped over to his first baseman. He's going to get it. Kistitis for the second out of the day, for the second out of this inning. 3-1 play over for Richards. Second out. Cody Norton now up to the plate, looking for his first hit of the day. 0 for 2. Had to sacrifice fly in the 5th. Now was able to score Berg in the 5th inning. 2 outs here, bottom of the 6th inning. Mount Lions with a 7-0 lead. Only 7 innings scheduled in this first game of the doubleheader. Ackerfeld's now at the pitch. Norton tries to check the swing, but still called strike by home plate umpire Wilson. 0-1 count now for him. Ackerfeld's just 1 decision, 1-0 in that decision for MSU Denver. 0-1 pitch now on the way. That ball's wide hit. That going to center field. Reynolds won't be able to make it. It's going to go over to another home run for the Mount Lions. Second home run of the day, or second home run in the inning for UCCS. Expands this up to an 8-0 lead for UCCS. Cody Norton coming down to home plate. Cody Norton, 6 home runs on the season now. As Mount Lions now with an 8-0 lead. Pair of home runs. Now with Anderson, 2-run shot. Now a solo home run for Cody Norton. As John Mallon up to the plate, has reached base in his last 2 appearances, had a triple in the 4th and was walked in the 5th. First pitch he sees from Ackerfeld is a strike. 0-1 count now for him. UCCS 5 runs so far in this inning. We'll have good momentum, at least on offense, going into game number 2. Ball a little outside for ball number 1. 1-1 count now for Mallon at the plate. Riley Gregory on deck should this inning continue. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. Pair of home runs for Mount Lions, part of the 5-run inning as Mallon tries to check but can't quite do so. Strike number 2 for him. 1-2 count at the plate for John Mallon. Mallon triple in the 4th, walk in the 5th for him. Able to get over to 3rd on that triple but couldn't score. 1-2 count now. Here comes a pitch from Ackerfeld's and swing and a miss. And so Mount Lions able to add 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th to take an 8-0 lead to go to the top of the 7th inning. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters for MSU Denver when we come back as we take a quick look at all the highlights from the first 6 innings so far. You're watching UCCS Baseball. Highlights as Mount Lions have enjoying an 8-0 lead here in the top of the 7th inning. Colin Sistery going for the complete game as he's on the mound for the Mount Lions, looking for his first complete game of the season, as he will be taking on, starting with Draven Udame. Udame reached base on a catcher's interference. As that first pitch goes by for ball number 1. Udame, Walsh, and Castitis for the Mountain Lions. Colin Cicery right there having a great performance for him. 5 strikeouts. That ball is well hit, but goes foul on the left side by the MSU Denver bullpen. 1-1 count now for Udame. Udame right there, struck out swinging in the 4th. Had a catcher's interference call that got him over on the first in the first inning. Helped load the bases, but MSU Denver wasn't able to do anything with that. Colin Cicery, 11th start of the year. 6.27 ERA coming into this game. That's going to drop pretty nicely. As that pitch is a little low for ball number 2. 2-1 count now for Udame at the plate. See the crowd here at Mountain Lion Park. A sad Friday afternoon. 2-1 pitch, a little bit low for 3-1 count now for Udame. Easter weekend, all the games in the conference moved up a day, so normally you'd see this doubleheader tomorrow. But instead today, it'll be a single game tomorrow. And strike right there. Udame is ready to take his plate. Or I'm sorry, his base. 3-2 count now for him at the plate. A little bit of chatter from the sections. 3-2 pitch now from Cicery. Swung at. It's going to go over to McDermott. It'll be Anderson gets in front to get it in, but can't quite make the play to first in time. And so Udame with a single. 3rd hit of the day for MSU Denver, the first since the 2nd inning. As Anderson comes in front of McDermott to field that ball cleanly, but just can't get enough oomph to get it over to first base in time. Udame at first for the Mountain Lions. Zach Walsh now at the plate. 0 for 2 for him so far today. Trying to pick up his first hit of the day. And strike from home plate umpire Warbett Wilson. 0-1 count now for Zach Walsh. Now let's hear top of the 7th inning. Mountain Lions 3 outs away from taking second game of the series. And the first of this doubleheader with an 8-0 lead. Pitch now on the way from Cicery for ball number 1. 1-1 count now for Zach Walsh at the plate. Udame over at first on that single. Here in the top of the 7th inning. See Udame over at first. Colin Cicery on the mound. 1-1 pitch is on the way. A little bit low and gets past Gregory behind the plate, and that will move Udame over to second base. First time that MSU Denver has someone in scoring position since the first inning. No outs here, top of the 7th, 2-1 count now for Zach Walsh as he's back into the plate to face Colin Cicery. 2-1 pitch now on the way. A little bit low and out. Count is now 3-1 for Walsh. Jack Castitis on deck for MSU Denver as you see Walsh right there in the plate. Cicery checks Udame, and everyone will step back and take a little bit of a breather. 3-1 count. Wind is picked up just a little bit going out into left field. 3-1 pitch now on the way from Cicery. Swung at. It'll be fouled off behind into the netting. 3-2 count now for Zach Walsh as count goes full. Zach Walsh fly balls to shortstop and right field in his first 2 appearances in the first and the 4th innings. Trying to get on base and get a hit here in the top of the 7th. 3-2 pitch now on the way. That ball's hit over to McDermott. Fielded cleanly. They will keep the runner over at second base for MSU Denver. 6-3 player for Walsh. First out here in the top of the 7th. Udame is still at second as Jake Castitis comes up to the plate. Castitis also looking for his first hit of the day. See John Mallon over at first base as we get ready for Castitis to step into the box. Struck out swinging in the 2nd. Fly ball to left field in the 5th. In his first appearances for MSU Denver. Udame in the back there, leading off at second base. Cicery with the pitch now to Castitis. That ball is chopped off. Just foul. For strike number 1. Third base umpire James Bundage right there to make that call. Cicery right there. 3-2 on looking to improve to 4-2 right here today. First complete game of the year. 11 starts. 5 strikeouts so far today, bringing his season total up to 37. But a great performance by him today, trying to preserve the shutout of MSU Denver. 0-1 count now for Castitis at the plate. As Reset a little bit as Udame returns back to second base for the Roadrunners. Quick game so far today. Just past the hour-and-a-half mark. 0-1 pitch down the way from Ciceri. Right down the middle for strike number 2. 0-2 count now for Jake Titus, looking to avoid his second strikeout of the day. Ciceri, on the other hand, trying to get his sixth strikeout of the day through 6 1/3 innings so far. Ciceri right there. Local kid out of Monument. Checks over to Udame. 0-2 pitch now on the way. Fouls off into the netting. Count remains at 0-2. MSU Denver trying to avoid the shutout with Udame over in second base. First time they've had a runner in scoring position since the first. You see Titus, the first baseman, at the plate with an 0-2 count, 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning, trying to provide at least some offensive momentum going into game number 2 of the series, or of this doubleheader. 0-2 pitch is a little bit low for ball number 1. So 1-2 count now here in the top of the 7th inning. 1 out for MSU Denver. Outlines with the 8-0 lead after a 5-run performance in the 6th. 1-2 pitch now from Ciceri. A little bit out for ball number 2. 2-2 count now for Titus at the plate. Draven Udame over on second base for MSU Denver. One out here, top of the 7th inning. 2-2 pitch now from Ciceri. Swung at and now is fouled off once again. And to the net, a 2-2 count remains for Titus at the plate. Titus battling here as you see Draven Udame over at second base. Led off with a single, a full count, was trying to take his base on balls, but ended up being called for strike number 2, but drew the walk anyway. Titus right there for MSU Denver, trying to get his first hit of the day. 1 out, top of the 7th inning, 2-2 count. Runner at second. Here comes the pitch from Ciceri. Swung at. That's going to go into center field. It's going to be Rumsey. A few steps in, he's going to make it. Udame stays at second. And so after a leadoff single, it's been back-to-back outs. 2 outs here, top of the 7th inning, and Owen Reynolds comes up to the plate. Had a single in the 2nd, but pop up to shortstop in the 5th. 1 for 2 for him so far today. Mount Lions 8-0 lead, trying to get the shutout here in game number 1 of this doubleheader. Mountain Lions looking for their second shutout in the last 3 games after shutting out Regis 6-0 to close out that series in Denver. Ciceri pitch to Owen Reynolds for ball number 1. Udame at second for MSU Denver. 1-0 pitch down away from Ciceri. A little bit outside for ball number 2. 2-0 count now for Owen Reynolds. If this inning continues, the third baseman Ty Lightly on deck for MSU Denver. But Colin Ciceri looking good right there for UCCS. Looking back at Udame. 2-0 pitch down the way. That ball's hit. It's going to go foul though on the right side behind the Mountain Line dugout for strike number 1. 2-1 count now for Reynolds at the plate. Draven Udame over on second for MSU Denver. 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Two-one pitch now on the way from Ciceri. A little bit inside for ball number 3. 3-1 count now for Owen Reynolds at the plate. 2 outs, top of the 7th inning. Mountain Lions lead 8-0. Metro State with Udame over at second, trying to avoid the shutout here. No pitch. Everyone will step back a little bit. MSU Denver trying to avoid their first shutout since looks like February 28th. Last time they have been able to get a run across the plate. 3-1 count as Reynolds will take his base on the walk, and so now MSU Denver runners on first and second, as Reynolds on first, Udame on second, and Ty Lightly at the plate, ground into a double play in the second, fly ball to right field in the fifth for his first two plate appearances. Top of the order on deck should this inning continue here in the top of the seventh. Crowd starting to file in, as I think a few people calling in for the last few hours of the workday. Pitch now on the way from Ciceri. Strike number one called to Ty Lightly. Beautiful day here in Colorado Springs. Not a cloud in the sky, very light wind. Flag is currently motionless, as is the batter eye. 0-1 count now from Ciceri, a little outside for ball number one to Ty Lightly, who now enjoys a 1-1 count. 1-1 count, 2 outs, top of the seventh inning. Runners on first and second for the Roadrunners. Ciceri checks back to Udame at second. 1-1 pitch now on the way from Ciceri. That ball swung at, goes over by the MSU Denver dugout. For strike number two to Ty Lightly. 1-2 count now for him at the plate. Two outs, top of the seventh inning. MSU Denver trying to avoid the shutout with runners on first and second. 1-2 count now for Ty Lightly. At the plate, here comes a pitch from Ciceri. And counting is up at 2-2. Twos across the top of the scoreboard. 2-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the seventh. 2 runners on base at first and second for Roadrunners. Ty Lightly in the plate for the 2-2 pitch from Ciceri. Here it comes. Swung at, that's going to be Anderson. He dives at third base. He's going to get the ball over to Mallon. 5-3 play. And it is. Mount Lions take the 8-0 lead, or the 8-0 game against MSU Denver to take secure at least a split of the series. Mount Lions with their their second shutout in the last 3 games. Colin Ciceri with 5 strikeouts for the Mount Lions. He gets the win in his first complete game of the season. Improves to 4-2 on the season. Mount Lions, on the other hand, able to narrow that gap between MSU Denver in the standings. Mount Lions improving to 25-15 overall, 17-9 in the conference. MSU Denver, on the other hand, dropping down to 25-13, 18-8 in the conference. Mount Lions not only 1 game behind MSU Denver in the standings going into game number 2 of the series. Like I said, Colin Ciceri, 5 strikeouts for Mount Lions, improves to 4-2 overall, and he improves his overall strikeout total to 37 on the season. Home runs for the Mount Lions, both of them coming in the 6th inning with Jake Anderson and Cody Norton. Anderson with a 2-run home run, part of that 5-run inning for the Mount Lions, as they were able to take an 8-0 lead against MSU Denver. Mount Lions able to extend their win streak to 4 games, 6 of them coming right here at Mount Lion Park, 7 when you count all the games played in Mount Lion in the Colorado Springs. MSU Denver now with a 3-game losing streak, trying to bounce back a little bit in game number 2. On behalf of the entire crew, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Game number 2 will probably be beginning in about 20 to 30 minutes right here at Mount Lion Park on a beautiful day in Colorado Springs. I'm Jared Verner. On behalf of our cast and crew, thank you so much. We'll see you in a little bit.